young rural lifestyle here, out here trying to fix Dodge 5.9 Cummins air conditioner and replace the two major problems, but apparently I got a hose leak too. But we'll talk about the whole fix here. But I got to move this pickup first, and so we're gonna go ahead and do that. So here is the rig that we're working on today. 2003 Dodge Ram 2500, 6-speed. It's got my rodeo camper on it. So in the middle of the summer, you know, driving in the 93-degree heat, or it's like 98 today actually, it's nice to have air conditioning. So let's get it fixed. Okay, got the trucks moved, and we're gonna sit. Usually, a lot of the time, this condenser here has holes in it, and this is a replacement. It's, you know, I've only had it for a little while, and we're pretty sure it had holes galore in it. It looked a lot like this one over here in my 95 Dodge Ram 2500 with the Cummins diesel, but this one, even though the fins are all bent, still works really good, and the air conditioning works. But this one will get replaced eventually. The second problem that happens a lot of time is that compressor right there goes out. And as you can see, I have a new compressor in here as well. So we've got a new compressor, we got a new condenser. Well, then it still wouldn't work. So we put some dye in the system and found that this line right here, where is it? And that line right there has a big leak in it. And it's the high pressure line coming from the compressor up to the condenser. Now when you buy this line, it comes in two pieces because it also contains this piece of line right here that comes up to the evaporator. So it looks like this piece does here. So this piece here goes down on the compressor, the back of the compressor, with one 10mm bolt. This piece here, then it comes up to the evaporator there. And then this hose here, or comes up to the evaporator with this hose. And then this piece here goes to the condenser. This goes to the smaller hose in the condenser. So we're gonna go ahead and grab some tools and crawl underneath this vehicle and get it off. So the point I want to make real quick is, you can see the dye here dripping out, but this hose is the one we're replacing, and where it goes in here to the evaporator, it's got one of these hose clamps or style that's got a spring up in here, and they make a tool for it. But since I live, you know, like a half hour from town, the closest auto parts store, all I did was take a piece of plastic like water pipe and I wrapped it around this, because what you have to do is you have to push up on a spring that's inside this collar right here. So all I did was put a piece of plastic hose around this, and I pushed up on it, and I pushed up on the hose and then pulled it out, and it kind of popped out. It took me a little while and a little wiggling to get it to work, but it worked. And you know, the AC hose tool is only probably like 10 bucks, but saved me 30 minutes of driving. So we're gonna go ahead and take some more parts off. We'll take this battery out, and the air intake will probably come off, so we have more room to work in here. I'll get that done, and then we'll come back with some more. Okay, still out here working on this. Thought I needed to remove the battery box, but it turns out all you gotta do is just take the wheel well off, and you can see we can get in here to the compressor, to this line that runs up to the evaporator, and also that line that feeds back there. But we got to remove this electrical clip that goes into a port in the line here, and you can see where that line's been leaking. So that's definitely, probably most likely the problem. So we're gonna go ahead and get this clip and get this old line out, and we'll come back in a little bit. Okay, we're underneath the truck now, and you can see we've got that clip undone from that line. So we got to come under here, and that little 10mm bolt right there has got to come out, and this whole manifold piece will come out, and we should be able to pull that line out. Okay, back to the top side. You can see we got it unbolted from the compressor here. Here's chunks of it, and we're just unthreading it from the truck trying to be careful not to, you know, damage any of the radiator condenser. Also, the cast piece of aluminum that bolts to the back of the manifold has on the compressor has these two rubber washers. You want to make sure you retrieve those because you're going to need them to replace this. So we're going to pull this out and go ahead and attack getting this plug off of here so we can get it installed on the new one. Alright, inside the garage now, and you can barely see the little notches on this plug, on this line. That means it's reverse threaded. So instead of righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, it's going to be lefty-tighty, righty-loosey. So we're going to go ahead and turn it to the right. And this hose is definitely bad. Like you can hear it, it's crunchy, it's really stiff, not very rubbery anymore. So, and you can see it's been leaking there for a while. So that's definitely a problem, or one of them. So we'll get this taken off and reinstalled on the new one. Okay, we got the new hose now, and we got the plug going into the new line here. Turns out that it's not reverse threaded. It's just normal, so forget what I said. And we're just gonna go ahead and get this tighten hand tight there for a second. We'll take our 14mm wrench, and we're gonna go ahead and just snug it down. That should be plenty tight. So we'll go ahead and hopefully get this fish back in where it goes. Alright, well, we got the new one threaded in here. So this one also has one of these rubber washers I was talking about that are down here on the compressor, and I kept it up here. So we're gonna go ahead and just installify that. Remove our nut. That's 13mm. Put a little bit of this dye on the O-ring, give it some, because, you know, don't mind the scratching noise. I bet the audio is terrible, but the scratching noise is the dog underneath the truck messing around. Come on, nut. Alright. Get that lined up. We got that on there. And we'll just snug this down real quick. Alright, so there's that hose. We'll come back later and snug that up. Next one is in here with this line, so it's got to go here. Well, it comes with a rubber plug in it. Go ahead and remove that plug. And then just slide it up in there. And make sure it clicks in. I felt it click in there, so we got that one in. And then there's a plastic clip that goes on here. We'll get that put on. And now we're going to go underneath the truck and re-plug in that electrical plug and reconnect it to the compressor. Back under here with the compressor, and the new line also has a plastic cap on it to protect it. Not a bad idea, so we'll toss that. Take these little rubber washers, they're like sealers. Go ahead and slide them on each port of the compressor hose here. See, one of these is the intake, one of them's a discharge. And then get this hose lined up. So now we got the hose and the manifold in place. Take a little 10mm bolt. Probably wouldn't hurt to put anti-seize or something like that on it. Just go ahead and thread that in here. And this green stuff is the dye from where I had the local mechanic that's about 20 minutes from here. I guess he's local. Put a dye in the system so we could find the leak after I replaced the compressor and the condenser. So now we got that leak fixed. So we'll tighten down this bolt and be right back with you. As you can see, we got our bolt tightened down and we're all done down here. So just go ahead and move to this electrical clip. Slide it back in and then push the safety back on. So we're all done with the install. We'll just get the truck put back together and give some final thoughts. Alright, got everything tightened down like it should be. Batteries back in. This is back in with the plastic clip on. Port is tight. Now all we got to do is go get it charged. We'll be ready to hit the road for rodeo weekend. Another few products I want to talk about: Tip Top Shape Stiction Eliminator from Hot Shot Secret. This goes in your engine oil, help reduce stiction. Stiction is what causes most of injectors to fail, actually. And then this Diesel Extreme goes in your fuel and is supposed to help with the same thing. They work in a pair together. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these in this pickup. Well, the recommended amounts in this pickup, and we should be really ready to hit the rodeo road this coming weekend, headed to the daddy of them all. So all in all, working on your AC, it's kind of a daunting task at first, but you shouldn't be afraid of it. It's pretty easy to do once you figure out what's wrong with it. So like I said, go ahead, if you like this, like the video down below, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that fun stuff. Comment if you'd like. Come back to see more videos. We'll be doing all sorts of things, all sorts of projects. I've got all sorts of stuff to work on. So go ahead and start building your dreams today, because you know, if you don't start them today, you may never start them. So go do big things, people. We'll see you later.